Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Wishing you a safe and healthy holiday weekend, and welcome to Tech It Out, episode 173. Speaking of the holidays, we're going to kick off the show in a moment with a chat about drinking and driving and how tech may be able to curb it with an inexpensive breathalyzer for your keychain, which also works with an app. It's called BACtrack. Motorola Solutions will talk with us about how it's using tech to make public spaces safer during COVID. Tech expert Mario Armstrong is standing by to chat with us about some great gadget gift ideas ahead of the holidays, and I'll share some as well. All of this and more on a brand new Tech It Out, powered by Asus, which I'll tell you more about shortly, but let's officially start the show with our first interview. With the year we've had, it's probably no surprise alcohol sales are up. Not to mention, the holiday season is around the corner, however it may look this year, and so the discussion around drinking and driving couldn't be more relevant. And tech can help curb this, including the line of BACtrack breathalyzer products we're going to hear about now. We're joined on the line by Sean Casey. He's the VP of Marketing at BACtrack. Welcome to the show, Sean.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you having me.
Just for full transparency, I thought I'd tell the listeners that your company was nice enough to send me this little keychain-sized breathalyzer. It's called the BACtrack C6. I've got it in my hand. I'm going to give it a shot in a minute. But before I do that, tell us a bit about your products. Tell us a bit about BACtrack as well.
Yeah, BACtrack was founded almost 20 years ago, so people are kind of surprised that it's been around that long. It was founded at a time when breathalyzers were really something that only the police had, and there was kind of a stigma associated with them. It was really, you only had to use a breathalyzer if you had a drinking problem or you'd been pulled over. So the company was started to try and overcome that stigma and kind of normalize breathalyzer use and to provide breathalyzers for consumers. And we were actually the first company to receive FDA clearance from the U.S. FDA department in 2004 to sell breathalyzers for consumer use.
And I should say that your company is spelled BACtrack. It's stylized as BAC in capital letters, and then track. And BAC, of course, is an acronym for blood alcohol concentration. This is the measurement of alcohol in your bloodstream. Is that right?
Yep, exactly.
And would you say, Sean, that it is true that people are drinking more since the start of the pandemic? I've seen a couple of those headlines, but can you quantify that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so we, as a company, just our friends and family certainly felt that people were drinking more in quarantine. And so we collect all our data anonymously, as millions of data points. And so we decided to analyze the data ourselves. And so we took an average BAC by day for the 4 weeks prior to lockdown. And we looked at individual lockdown by state and by city back in March. And then we compared it to the 7 days immediately after the lockdown requirements went in place. And for the most part, we saw that a lot of states had a dramatic increase in weekday drinking and then a decrease in weekend drinking. And we saw that the largest BAC increase by day was Tuesdays, and the largest decrease by day was Friday. If bars and restaurants aren't open and not available to you, you're probably not drinking as much. And then especially if you've already had a couple drinks during the week, you might not be as ready. You're more likely to drink on the weekends now. Okay,
got it. Very interesting. So without further ado, Sean, tell us a bit about your solutions. I know you have a few under the BACtrack banner.
Yeah, the company started off selling breathalyzers directly to consumers. We took large, bulky, expensive police breathalyzer technology. We shrunk it down into something much smaller and affordable and nearly just as accurate. So we actually launched the first smartphone connected breathalyzer in 2013, and that was directed towards consumers. And then we saw, a large potential for this Bluetooth technology that allows us to connect a device to a smartphone and really harness the power of our smartphone to do a lot more. So we have our consumer line of products. We sell those on our website and Amazon and pretty much everywhere that's online and in store.
So I'm holding in my hand the BACtrack C6. It's a keychain breathalyzer. I would say it's even smaller than like Tic Tacs. But it does have a, is that fair?
Yeah.
It's got a small LED screen. So I'm going to turn it on. It says it's warming up. And there's a little area where you can blow into. And you get a couple of tips. Maybe if you're sharing it with friends or relatives, you don't want to use the same little mouthpiece. It says to give it a blow and you're going to hear a tone. And from what I read and did last night, you're supposed to blow for the length of the tone, which is only a few seconds. And then when you hear it stop and beep one more time, then you're good to look at your reading. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now it's asking me to blow here. Okay, here we go. Okay, you probably heard that last single beep. It says calculating on the little LED screen, and now it says 0.000% BAC, or blood alcohol concentration. So I haven't been drinking before our interview, as you can tell. So, and that's really as easy as it is, right? I mean, in a few seconds, you're going to get a message on the little OLED screen. And then there is an optional app element if you want to wirelessly pair this to a smartphone. What more does the app show you that this doesn't? Keep a log?
Yeah, and so it keeps a log of all your previous results. So you can see kind of your drinking trends over time. It'll show you your average BAC by day. So our Mondays, Tuesdays, whatever, what days are you drinking the most? And there's also a guess your BAC feature, which while you're waiting for the test to warm up, you can guess what you think your BAC is, and then it'll compare with what you actually are. And we found that after using the breathalyzer, the guess your BAC feature for 3 months, people were 70% more likely to know what their BAC was than previous to using a breathalyzer. That's a really cool feature, just kind of, it's like alcohol education. And then there's a patented feature called Zero Line, which is a technology we've developed that basically says, if you stop drinking right now, this is when you'll be completely sober. So this is a great tool to plan out your night. If you blow a 0.08, it's going to tell you when you should be completely sober by the end of the night.
Right. And 0.08 is generally accepted as the legal standard for alcohol intoxication, but it should be lower if you're going to be going behind the wheel. I know some states that have very strict BAC restrictions. So I love the little booklet that I'm looking at now that you get with this. It does break it down. So, if you're feeling as what we would say buzzed, there's 0.02 to 0.03 BAC. So slight euphoria, a little bit of loss of shyness. And then it goes all the way up to 0.30 BAC, which does say this here, loss of consciousness, onset of coma, possible death due to respiratory arrest. So, and everything in between where you're feeling drunk and then you're feeling sick, like it walks you through it all. Really informative, but it's amazing. Now, look, I can't verify how accurate this is. I haven't been drinking. It does say 0.00, but your independent tests do suggest that this could be almost as accurate as what the police have.
Yeah. Our products are consistently rated as some of the most accurate and reliable on the market. We've had a lot of people out there trying to prove that our products are not as accurate. But Fox News did it, New York Times did it, Wall Street Journal did it. And they're always pleasantly surprised to see that, our product is 1/5 the size and 1/5 the cost and nearly just as accurate.
Yeah, we'll get to the cost in a moment, Sean. We are chatting with Sean Casey, VP of Marketing at BACtrack. And to be clear, these are opt-in devices, right? We're not talking about it being installed in your vehicle and your car can't, it's tied to the ignition. This is for your own personal use, your own personal information.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And what are the reasons people tell you that they want a breathalyzer for themselves or for a partner, a loved one?
Yeah, I mean, there's a wide range of reasons. A lot of people are just curious about alcohol, and most people have never breathalyzed, so they don't really know what 0.08 or 0.05 or whatever feels like. And so a breathalyzer is a great way to kind of quantify, put a number to that feeling rather than just, oh, I'm okay or I'm not okay. Those are feelings rather than a scientific assessment of what you actually are. So yeah, as a person who's a social drinker, it could be, hey, I'm tracking my steps, I'm tracking my sleep, I'm tracking my calories. Why not track my alcohol and make better decisions? And then on the sobriety side, it's a way to be accountable and prove that you're sober and help rebuild trust with friends and family members.
Yeah, I get all that. And just before we wrap up, we talked about the accuracy of these things. How would you say your breathalyzers compared to others? You said they're often smaller and less expensive, but equally as accurate.
Yeah, I mean, you have $700 police breathalyzers that are very, very accurate, but not easily accessible for people, or you wouldn't even want to carry something that big around with you. So,
sure.
We're, like I said, 1/5 to 1/10 the price of a police breathalyzer, and nearly just as accurate. There are a lot of cheap novelty breathalyzers coming over from abroad on Amazon that, claim to be this accurate and that are $10 or something. And those just are not nearly as good or accurate and are, quite frankly, dangerous. Whereas we feel very comfortable making these claims because we do tons of internal testing, tons of third-party testing, and we're very confident that we can say our breathalyzers have pro-grade accuracy.
This is a tech show, Sean. Is there a way that you can easily explain how it works exactly? I think it's called Bluefire technology. Is that right?
Yeah, Bluefire technology is the patented technology that we have, and it's a fuel cell sensor. And to keep it really simple, ethanol hits the sensor and creates an electrical signal, and we're able to measure that electrical signal and tie it back to a specific blood alcohol level.
That's so neat. Wow. Mm-hmm. As we wrap up, Sean, let's talk costs. How much does the BACtrack C6, for example, cost? And I know there's other products as well.
Yeah, the C6 costs $70. Company website is BACtrack.com.
BACtrack.com. Sean Casey, thanks so much for your time. And I appreciate you sending this to me. This is really interesting. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mark.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops and desktops, monitors, smartwatches, smartphones, tablets, and much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. The pandemic has dramatically impacted all aspects of our lives, let's face it, from the way we work to how our kids are learning to where and how we shop for groceries and other essentials. While we wait for an effective vaccine, new technology being introduced at offices, schools, and retail locations can help promote safety and give people the peace of mind to return to some normalcy, if you will. And that includes the work from Motorola Solutions. Joining us to tell us all about it is industry expert and Motorola Solutions veteran Sharon Hong. Welcome to the show, Sharon.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Why don't we start right from the top? Why do you think businesses and schools are turning to tech in order to improve safety during the pandemic?
With COVID cases on the rise, schools and businesses continue to face the challenges of not only protecting our health, but that of our children. And so they're turning to technology because technology can serve as a proactive tool to take the guesswork out of some of the challenges that we face in the pandemic, such as minimizing the number of people who are in a given space, making sure that people are wearing face masks and that they're social distancing, and that the people who are sick are staying at home. And like you said, at the end of the day, it's about giving people some peace of mind as they return to elements of life during a pandemic.
So with that in mind, what are some of these new technologies and how do they work?
At Motorola Solutions, we're focused on providing technology that helps keep you safe. And so a lot of the solutions that we're talking about here provide a combination of video analytics and automatic alerting to make sure that those who are responsible for keeping us safe are getting the information that they need in a timely manner. So for example, cameras can detect whether people are wearing masks or not, or if they're social distancing, and can provide automatic alerts to those who are responsible for our safety when these policies aren't being adhered to.
That's great. Can you give us some other examples of some use cases of the Motorola Solutions?
even just the other day, I was with my family visiting a botanical garden. And as I was walking by the gift shop, I saw a lady standing outside with a clicker counting the number of people who were going in and out of the shop. And, while that clicker works well for a small space like a gift shop, imagine if she was responsible for counting the number of people in a large building or across several buildings on a campus. That would be a pretty daunting task. And so by putting cameras, at the entrances and exits of buildings, these cameras can detect how many people are in a given space at any given time and report in real time those numbers to help us prevent overcrowding.
Really interesting. And how is this data being used exactly? So it's calculating things like number of people and mask wearing. I get all that. It's helping to automate the process. But then how is that data then being sort of dissected afterwards?
I mean, it really is, this data is primarily used by schools and businesses to evaluate the effectiveness of their safety policies and safety measures. They're a great example too, is, you think about how people move through a building or a facility, sometimes they can congregate naturally in certain areas. And this information helps schools and businesses evaluate where that's happening. And rather than reacting to cases as they occur, they can actually take strategic measures to alter the traffic patterns within a building or a facility to make sure that people are not grouping and help prevent the spread of the virus as a result.
We're chatting with Sharon Hong, a recognized industry expert and veteran of Motorola Solutions, which has been bringing public safety innovations to communities and businesses for more than 90 years. So with this data that's being collected and analyzed, I know some people are concerned about privacy. What is Motorola Solutions doing to help anonymize this data?
Yeah, this data really is, when we talk about what it's used for, it's not only about focusing on keeping people safe, but it's even more so about enhancing the safety operations that are already in place by schools and businesses, and getting that data to the people who are responsible for our safety to make informed and timely decisions. One of the things that we haven't talked about yet is contact tracing technology as another example. Contact tracing solutions can help us within minutes identify all the people and surfaces that an infected individual have come into contact with, and help us to contain the spread of the virus very quickly, and ultimately, hopefully help keep schools and businesses open.
Is this an app that Motorola Solutions has helped develop, or is this another kind of technology?
It's an application on a computer that you can look at to monitor through a dashboard all these analytics that are coming through.
If there's any silver lining to this horrible pandemic, it's that it has accelerated our adoption of very helpful technologies for society. So even after, let's hope that there's an effective vaccine and we get back to some sort of sense of normalcy, a lot of these technologies can help us remain safe going forward. So is there a website you could recommend, Sharon, for our listeners to check out Motorola Solutions and some of your COVID-related efforts?
Sure. For more information, you can go to motorolasolutions.com/COVID tech to find out more.
Sharon, thank you so much for your time. Pleasure chatting with you.
Same to you. Thanks for having me.
As you shop over Cyber Monday and into the holidays, don't forget about slickdeals.net/radio to get a great deal on purchases. You can install the free browser extension that will also apply coupons at checkout. That's slickdeals.net/radio. slickdeals.net/radio. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. Wishing you a happy and healthy Thanksgiving long weekend. This show is powered by ASUS for those in search of incredible. Visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. Now that we're well into the shopping season, have you started buying gifts for loved ones yet? No? Well, you're not alone. That's all right. So we've enlisted some help from digital lifestyle expert Mario Armstrong, who's joining us with some of his picks for great gadget gifts this year. Hi, Mario. Good to chat with you again.
Good to chat with you too, Mark. It's always a pleasure to be on with you.
It's too bad we can't see each other in person like we usually do around this time, but, this COVID thing, but I guess a phone call is the next best thing.
Yeah, just to hear your voice, man, to know that your family and self is safe, that's a great thing. I'll take that all day.
Likewise, thank you. So let's start off with an ideal gift for perhaps that fit and fashionable person on your list.
But you know me, Mark, and in person, I like my fashion, right? Like,
yep.
I got my eyewear, usually got some fresh kicks on, and I'm big into watches, always have been. And I'm loving the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 Titanium Edition smartwatch. Don't know if you've seen this, but I'm wearing it on my wrist right now, and I was just looking at my heart rate before I came on the air with you to see what it was at. My BPM was looking pretty good, amongst other things. But it's really elegant, it's lightweight, it's super durable, and the one that I'm wearing is the Mystic Black Matte finish, which is really, really stunning. And what's really nice and cool about this one is that it's got a rotating bezel. So just imagine taking your hand and just moving the dial face and just rotating it, and that'll take you to a bunch of health features and a bunch of other things that you can do, like their new on-demand blood oxygen tracking. You can check out advanced running metrics. I already took like 199 steps this morning. It's got sleep tracker and so many other things on here, and I just really feel that they nailed the idea of luxury and a fashion-forward design with all of the health features really into this titanium edition, and it's super impressive.
Yeah, and with that intuitive interface, having that rotating bezel, I like that as well. How much does it cost, and does it work with both Android and iOS devices?
Oh, great question. So $599 with a holiday discount of $100 off. So that's for a limited time. So just check out Samsung.com if you want to take advantage of that. And the answer is yes. I've tested it on both, used it on both. And I got to tell you, once you start using it and you actually start tracking certain things, you start to see how it benefits your life with the reminders, the things, everything from deep breathing or getting up and taking a moment to stretch and taking a break, all types of things that maybe you forget in your normal everyday life that are so important to the health and maintenance of your life.
All right. Now, let's chat about family gifts. What are some tech trends you're seeing out there?
Oh, come on, dude. I know you know this one, too. Virtual reality is always a big, but this year it's really hitting mainstream. And I love the Oculus Quest 2, their newest VR headset from Facebook. I love that it's wireless. It's really fast, super fast, got great performance, high resolution, so everything looks incredible and immersive. Tons of games, a lot of games to choose from. I was really excited to see all the different things that you can get into with your family, and everyone can play with and utilize. I mean, you're talking things where you can go to a virtual concert with your friends, and so you don't have to feel like you're missing that concert experience. Or if you wanted to travel across the world, you can go through VR in National Geographic and see a bunch of sites and places and museums. So many cool things. And then there's fitness apps that you can do that really give you a legit workout. So there's a lot of great things to say about where virtual reality really is right now.
Yeah, and games like Superhot can also give you a solid workout as well. And Beat Saber, for sure. When you said wireless, just to clarify to our listeners that you do not need to plug it into a PC. There is this optional feature if you want, but otherwise you just download games over Wi-Fi and you don't have to connect it to anything. No console, no phone, no computer. So I really like that. Oculus Quest 2, how much is it? And then I also know that Facebook also has Portal for video calling. Again, speaking of staying connected over this pandemic, maybe you could talk to us about that too.
Yeah, that's true. So the Oculus starts at $299, and that's the most affordable on the VR. That's really just great. And then you're right, Portal is also another product from Facebook, and this is the video frames, the picture frames, if you can imagine that. It keeps you connected to family and friends, especially during this time. So basically, this can sit in your kitchen or in your living room or the bedroom, wherever you want to be able to make video calls that you'll do basically hands-free. So you're not touching the device or anything like that. And what's really great about this, Mark, is that I love the fact that the camera keeps you in frame. So if you're moving around during the video call, it tracks you. It's like having your own videographer following you around.
I know you're used to that. And how much does the Portal cost?
So the Portal's got different pricing, but the Portal starts at $129. It retails for $179, but from November through 20th through the 30th, it's going to be a promotional price of $129.
Okay, great. Next up, Mario, let's chat about ways to personalize a gift this year.
Yeah, all gifts are great, no doubt about it. But, like, if you can customize something, that definitely shows a little extra love, right? A little bit more unique, right? Super thoughtful. And so for that, I only go to one place for this every single year, and it's my favorite space for it. It's minted.com, because you can just get the great customizable gift there. They work with thousands. I also love this. They work with thousands of independent artists. So these are artists that come up with great designs so that you can send high-quality, unique gifts with fresh holiday designs. The site makes it really easy for you to create all types of cherished keepsakes, things where you can capture some of your favorite people, pets, and moments that you've captured throughout the year on your phone. You can include those into some of their best-selling things like the Modern Heart Snapshot Frame. This is a total frame, looks amazing in person. It's just $38, completely framed, by the way. And then they have photo pillows. They have custom journals that you can put your kid's photo on there, photo art gifts. They're all custom-made with luxe materials. They really just got it together over there. Just head on over to minted.com if you want to check it out.
All right, Mario, we're chatting with Mario Armstrong. We did talk a little bit about gaming earlier with Oculus Quest 2 for VR or virtual reality, but I know the Nintendo Switch is still super hot as well this holiday season. What's new there?
Well, I mean, and it's the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, so GameStop has got everything from gaming and collectibles, and you mentioned it, the Nintendo Switch is super hot this year because it goes wherever you go. So this is a great home console. I love that it transforms, basically, into a portable on-the-go gaming system. So you literally can take this with you on road trips or anywhere. And then another hot gift that they have this year is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Now, this is where gamers can create a real-life Mario Kart Grand Prix course that comes to life through augmented reality. So basically, you get all of these pieces that are like cardboard pieces that create a racetrack that you can put in a physical space. Like imagine your living room or kitchen, but then you're using augmented reality to drive the Mario Kart through all of that. It's really, really exciting and super fun. And of course, it's the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, and my name is Mario, so my brother never lets this down on me. He's always calling me about this. So they got tons of fun items there and tree ornaments and collectibles. And of course, you can buy the Oculus Quest 2 at GameStop.com/gift hub and more over there.
All right, we're going to continue chatting with Mario Armstrong for more tech gift ideas after this short break. Stick with us.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
We're back with tech expert Mario Armstrong for a few more gadget gift ideas ahead of the holidays. All right, Mario, laptops make for great gifts, especially this year with so many of us working and schooling and gaming at home. What do you recommend?
It's so true, man. Like everybody needs a really robust device right now. And, you know, I'm sure you get this question every single year, and I do too. I'm loving the HP Envy X360. A lot of what I look for are things for creators, people that are on the go, people that need things to move fast, people that like to design things. So I'm loving how this really helps creators bring their ideas to life. And I'm a big fan of display and battery life, Mark. So this display is really, it's gorgeous. It's a large edge-to-edge screen on it, but it's so lightweight you can take it with you anywhere. And I love that it's a convertible. So, you know, it gives me the idea that I can still use it like a traditional laptop and have the keyboard. But if I want to use it as a tablet, I can do that too because it's got the touch screen. Or if I just want to watch a movie and not see the keyboard, then I can put it into tent mode and just fully watch a movie or a show, which is great. This one's running a powerful AMD processor and Radeon graphics in it. And I did mention that battery life. Mark, this gets 17 and a half hours. It's got fast connectivity with Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5.0 on it as well.
Okay, wow. Okay, and then the HP Envy X360, how much does it cost?
So that starts at $699.
All right. Now let's go to a smaller screen. How about a cool new phone you've had your eye on?
Yeah, and this is like a really smaller screen too because we're talking about like the iPhone 12, the whole lineup. It's at AT&T. Really, really powerful. I love the Mini. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And it's got the 5G, powerful 5G experience that goes along with that. And by the way, I noticed that I was doing some research recently and found out that they were awarded by Ookla Speed Test for the fastest 5G network nationwide for iPhones. So that was cool to find out. The speed's important. We all know this because we could be downloading your favorite show for maybe HBO Max show, or maybe you're streaming some music or browsing the internet. We want our speed no matter what. And the deal with this is that I've been checking out the iPhone 12 mini, and for new and existing customers, you can get the iPhone 12 mini for $0 with a trade-in if you buy on a qualifying installment plan or an eligible unlimited plan. So it's definitely worth looking into and definitely having a robust phone. These are like mini computers these days. And so it's really good to have something that's powerful, that's great, that's up to speed, and it's got the latest.
Mm-hmm. And iPhone 12 is the latest. That's what everybody wants this year, whether you're going with the Mini or the 12 Pro Max or one of the other ones in between. All right, now let's go to the home. When I reintroduced you after the break, Mario, I was acknowledging that we've all been at home this year with what's going on. What about a new gift for the home front?
Yeah, and another one that I like is something that's going to give people peace of mind. And everyone's really familiar with Ring, right? The Ring is the company that has the doorbell alarm and it has the camera. Well, the second generation Ring alarm is out. It's amazing. Now, what I'm actually have with me on set and what I've been talking about for this gift guide is the full security system. It's a security system that can be professionally monitored, and it offers an affordable and a commitment-free way to have home security. And it covers everything. It expands the system to fit your home with sensors for every entry point, which I love. And I love that it can monitor your home even if the power goes out or if the internet is down. And that's because it got a battery and an LTE cellular backup in it, which is great. It can also be linked with other Ring and even Alexa-enabled devices. It's got a brand new design, too, so it's made to fit the home, any home, with new redesigned sensors. The sensors, by the way, Mark, are smaller, and they're easier to mount. So everyone's going to have a much easier install and a good time, like, setting this up and knowing that their peace of mind is covered.
Can you clarify what you mean by commitment-free, and how much are we talking as well?
So normally it retails for $199, but right now till November 30th, it's only costing $119.99. When I say commitment-free, that means no contract is necessary in order for you to still have security around your home. They do have plus plans with added protection and things like that, well, at $10. So there's other things that you can add on to it if you want more protection, but you don't have to sign a contract or be into any commitment in order to get that initial protection.
Thanks for the clarification, Mario. Yeah, I think our listeners should know that if they haven't owned a Ring video doorbell, for example, yet, that you can, for free, see who's at your door, whether you're home or not, and chat through your phone as if you were inside. But if you want to go back and look at the video footage from, say, earlier in the day or a few days prior to that, you do need to sign up for that service, that cloud storage service for, I think you said it's about $10 a month. So I just want to make sure our listeners know about that. All right. So before the break, we were chatting about games and some other things for the little ones. Why don't we wrap up with kids again? Any other gift ideas?
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun because this is something that, when I bumped into it, I was like, whoa, this is really cool. I really wanted one when I was a kid. So this is really all about ATV off-road action. So if you really want to have fun with an ATV, but do it in a safe way with your kid, Polaris is the name of the company. The actual vehicle is called the Outlaw 70 EFI for ages 6 and up. So they'll be able to ride this. It's got industry-leading safety and kid-friendly features. It's going to give parents peace of mind. It's got an adjustable speed limiter, their comfort level. It's got LED lights to improve rider visibility. And you can get additional accessories like front and rear bumpers, windshield, and a decal kit to customize it all. It's just really a great way. If you're into doing any off-roading, this is the best way to introduce that next generation of riders to the sport, the Polaris Outlaw 70 EFI.
All right, and the price for that?
The price on that is $22.99.
All right, Mario, so for all of these products, where can we go for more information?
Yeah, you can see them in action, get the video, make sure you get all the latest deals and the links. Everything is up at Tech Gifts, that's with an S, techgifts.tv. If you need me directly, you can hit me up on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions if you send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter at Mario Armstrong.
And he's the guy with the cool glasses and the sweet kicks. Mario, thanks so much for your time. Stay healthy and happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving to you. You got it. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Welcome back to Tech It Out, powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, head over to asus.com/US/radio for some great Cyber Monday deals and heading into the holidays. Again, asus.com/US/radio. So last week on this program, I started to chat about some gadget gift ideas ahead of Cyber Monday, which is this coming Monday, the 30th of November. And I wanted to continue on with that chat. I know we also heard from some experts this hour, but I figured I'd share a few more. I wanted to just quickly go over one of the items from last week. It was the Surface Laptop Go, because I received quite a bit of email about it and some messages on social media. This is a 12.4-inch touchscreen laptop from Microsoft that is really thin and light, yet it has a lot of power under the hood. It's got the latest Intel processor, long battery life at about 13 hours, very comfortable keyboard, which I think is an underrated feature to look for. You're going to be using it for a while. You want it comfortable. It's got an HD webcam for Skype calls and other video chatting, and it does have Windows 10 Home. It starts at $559, so certainly not breaking the bank on a great laptop for work or play, especially as we are working and schooling from home, quite a number of us. And speaking of being at home, the D-Link AX1800 Mesh Wi-Fi 6 router is on sale. Instead of $159, it's down to $119. Wi-Fi 6 is the latest standard with up to 90% faster speeds than the previous generation of Wi-Fi, and that's on the 5 gigahertz band. It's not quite as fast on the 2.4 gigahertz band, but impressive nonetheless. Plus, you can have more simultaneous devices on the network without bogging down the bandwidth. And then the mesh part is that if you want, there are these optional D-Link extenders that you can place around the home, ideal for larger places or older homes. And you have those dead zones, Wi-Fi dead zones, so that takes care of that. It's optional and it's extra, but it's there if you need it, which is great. So that's the AX1800 Mesh Wi-Fi 6 router from D-Link, on sale for $119. We all know the PS5 is the hot ticket this holiday season. If you can find one, you may want to augment your experience with a few accessories that you might find on sale. The DualSense controller is super comfortable. I love the haptic feedback and the new adaptive triggers where the game developers can actually adjust tension on those trigger buttons, which feels very cool. And a built-in microphone for the first time and a speaker, so you can actually speak to people without having to buy a separate headset. There's also the PlayStation Plus subscription, which is usually $59.99 a year, but it's on sale this weekend as some retailers are discounting that price or they're adding a few extra months. PlayStation Plus lets you play games against others. You can get discounts on games, and you also get a couple of free games a month as well. There's also Fuser, which is an awesome music game from NCSoft. It's actually from the developers Harmonix, best known for Dance Central and Rock Band. So they're back with this new DJ game, which is super fun. It takes place on a virtual stage at a music festival, and you've got to mix and match from over 100 song pieces from the likes of Post Malone and Lady Gaga and many other artists. It's all about creating these amazing mixes, and you can share them with your friends over the internet. And there's also multiplayer modes like cooperative and competitive game modes. You can customize the avatar, and there's a lot of meat on the bone on this game here. Again, it's called Fuser, and if you are into music, especially electronic music and hip hop and all that, it's awesome. So really fun. It's for Xbox One, PS4, and Windows PC. It's called Fuser, and it's $59. If you're in the market for a Fitbit, there's a sale on the Fitbit Sense at Best Buy. Very versatile smartwatch that, of course, calculates all your activity. It has an exercise detection feature, so you can just start working out. It'll figure out what you're doing and then properly account for it and give you, your estimated distance traveled and steps and calories burned. It also is a health tool. It's got a built-in ECG, electrocardiogram, and it can also handle things like stress management. It's got a skin temperature sensor, which is pretty wild. Sleep detection and all that as well. You can use Alexa or Google Assistant to interact with this watch. You can use it to make payments at retail, waving your wrist over one of those contactless terminals. It'll show you phone notifications, and the list goes on and on. So instead of $329, the Fitbit Sense is down to $279 until Monday, which is $50 off. And then finally, the Ancestry DNA kits. I just want to touch on this. I think I brought it up last week, but for those who are looking to unlock their family history, it's on sale. Instead of it being $129, it's down to $69, which is quite a bit off. And of course, you provide a small saliva sample, sends it off, and then you get this ethnicity estimate with these interactive maps going back hundreds of years. You can see where your family's from. It's like color-coded. There's migration patterns. You can connect with family members if you so choose, help flesh out your family tree, and a lot more. Ancestry.com for that, and it's $69 instead of $129. So there you have it. A few gadget gift ideas ahead of Cyber Monday and the holiday season. Hey, thank you so much for tuning into Tech It Out. I'm wishing you a happy Thanksgiving long weekend. weekend. Stay healthy and have fun. If you're shopping over Cyber Monday, enjoy yourself getting some great deals on hot tech. Don't forget to also check out slickdeals.net/radio to get further discounts and find out the best deals out there. slickdeals.net/radio. All the best, everybody. Catch up with you next weekend on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.